Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are joining us from around the world. Thank you, those of you who have been part of this program. We have been doing it now for several months, and we are excited that a lot of South Sudanese are paying attention and they're engaging with the program. I'm always encouraged to see many of you join us. I know it's a busy time. A lot of you are busy with a lot of work, and there are many things that people are doing. So when you do join us, we don't take it for granted. And we are grateful that each and every one of you is very much concerned about the situation that is affecting our country. So you joining us is something that we greatly appreciate. And we encourage you to be a part of the conversation. This is not a one-way discussion. What we are doing here is to generate discussion so that people of South Sudan can engage about what is happening in the country and how they themselves can participate and become part of the change that we all want to see in our society. I'm always grateful that you are able to join us. So thank you, welcome. Make sure your voice is heard. You are welcome to write here, make a comment on the video. You are welcome to share the video. You are welcome also to make your own video. If you want to be part of conversation, there are so many ways that you can be part of the discussion. It is not just only one way alone. There are so many ways that people have been engaging, and many of you have been doing that. You have been writing comments here. You have been engaging in debates. Some of you have been making your own videos to engage in a conversation with us. And even lately, there are people and officials that are making statements that also want to be part of the conversation. This is precisely what we want, and that's what we've been fighting for, to make sure that there is a discussion about what is going on in the country. Because unless if you are blind or you live in J1, you would agree with me that the situation in South Sudan is horrific. People of South Sudan are suffering. The economy is bad. Insecurity is bad. A lot of terrible things are happening around the country. So only the blind people and those who have barricaded themselves in J1 are the ones that are oblivious to the reality that many South Sudanese are living in. And we as people of South Sudan, we are tired of this. We cannot have it anymore, and we are looking for a change. This year, 2024, as I've been saying, is the year of change. And each one of us need to be prepared about what we are going to do to make sure that this change actually happen. It has to happen. It must happen. So let me welcome those of you that have joined us. Please share the video. You can share it directly on your wall. You can also share it on Messenger. You can send your message through WhatsApp to different WhatsApp group so that as many people as possible are able to join. Let me just welcome you to do that. This is very important. So please make sure that you are sharing the video, you are engaging. This is something that we truly appreciate. Today, you know that our discussion for today is the continuation of the discussion that we started a few days ago, and that is entirely focusing on Tim Edwards' book, A Bloody Nile. Those of you who have not had a chance to read the book, I encourage those of you who have it to share it widely. You can share it directly through WhatsApp. We have a link of the book, which can be posted here in the comment for those who have not had access to the book so that they can read it. What we are interested here is to share information so that South Sudanese people can judge all the information that is available to them. They can judge for themselves and see what makes sense. If this is right, if this is the way that things are supposed to be done or not. I encourage those of you who need the book, make sure that you say it. And those of you who have the book, please share it widely. You receive it for free, you must share it for free. We want every single South Sudanese person to read this book. And as I said last time, we are working to translate the book into Dinka. We are also going to translate it into Nuer. We are translating it into Shuluk, and we are translating into Arabic. So soon we will encourage those of you with the capabilities and linguistic ability to do this translation to send us quotations of how you can do the work, and we are happy to provide you with a small token of appreciation. Obviously, we don't have a lot of resources, but whatever little that we have, this is a priority for us because we want all the people of South Sudan to know what has been happening. How did the country get to where it is today, where the country is on its knees, where people of South Sudan are killing each other, they're butchering each other, where the country is now known for immorality, where all these terrible things are being done. And who's setting the example for these terrible things? We have to be very serious. This is no longer a time when we are going to be talking to please some individuals or to please their egos. That time is gone. What we are here is to engage in the truth, because the only thing that will set this country free is the truth. And we have to begin confronting those who have been spearheading these evil deeds that are affecting the unity of the people of South Sudan, the welfare of the people of South Sudan, and the cohesion of the people of South Sudan. So today we are going to focus on chapter 1 to chapter 6 of the book. The next one, we will pick it from there. We will spend some time and we'll go through all of this so that people of South Sudan truly understand what is inside the book. Now, and by the way, today, I'm going to be speaking mostly in Dinka, Tongmonjang, because I keep saying the reason why I speak in Tongmonjang is not because I'm encouraging tribalism. It's because the people that still support Salva Kiir are Dinka. They have been blinded. They have been completely hoodwinked to think that this government is their government, that this is the Dinka government. Well, it's not a Dinka government. It's a government of Salva Kiir and a few of his cronies, psychopaths, murderers, thieves, and all kinds of mischievous characters that are now occupying J1. And because of that, we want to open up their eyes so that they know the truth. So today, I will talk first in Dinka, and then I will come back and end in English, so that the people of South Sudan, especially the Dinka people, get to truly understand what the so-called leaders of theirs have been up to, and what they have been doing, how they have been behaving, how they've been running the country. Now, before we get into our discussion, some of you, you must have heard the statement that the office of the president had issued earlier today. It's very funny. Saturday, office of the president usually doesn't work on weekdays, but for some reason today over the weekend, they happen to be working. And one of the things that they did was to respond to our ongoing civic education, the series that we are doing on Tim Edwards' book. Those of you who found the letter, I posted on my Facebook. I'm not sure if you had a chance to actually read the statement that was issued by the president, press secretary, Lily Adiu. I will read it for those of you who have not had a chance to read it. I will read the statement, and then I will make a few remarks on the statement, and then we will go into the topic of our discussion, where I will switch entirely into Tongmonjang. So the statement, obviously they use the letterhead of the president. So you have the seal and the logo of the president, which is kind of interesting because it raises a concern. Does the press secretary not have her own letterhead that she would be using the letterhead of the president? But anyway, it's a press release. It's dated 10th of February, 2024, which is a weekend. These guys, they don't work on Tuesdays and Wednesdays and Thursdays. But here they are today, working on Saturday. This is very good. It's good news. The subject is said, a statement of unpublished manuscript and Peter Biar Ajak's repeated errors. The statement goes as follows. The office of the president has learned with shock and dismay that one Peter Biar Ajak has been using contents of an unpublished book, A Bloody Nile, to launch a barrage of insults against His Excellency, President Salva Kiir, on social media. The A Bloody Nile surfaced around 2016. The author, Tim Edwards, pieces together baseless rumors with an intent to tarnish the image of the president. Almost a decade later, the manuscript remains unpublished, obviously because it is unworthy. It could not and cannot be published by any credible publishing house because the author did not present evidence to support his wild claims, including the late Dr. John Garang's spirit that wanted to kill Kiir. Did Tim interview the talking spirit of its attempt to end Kiir's life? Clearly inspired by the 1981 movie, The Rise and Fall of Idi Amin. The author inarguably incorporated Amin's lifestyle scenes into his imaginary account of Kiir's life in a vain attempt to manufacture a character of the president. In addition, Biar claims the office bought the copyright of the book in order to suppress its publication, and that's why it was not published. If so, why then is the manuscript still circulating? More importantly, the office of the president could not and would not engage in commercial arrangements with the author. If anything, it had two options on how to respond: either make a public statement or take legal action against the author. And surprisingly, Tim Edwards does not exist. No traces at all, including social media footprints and prior written work. Therefore, the fact that none of the above happened, the manuscript is nothing but mere propaganda designed by the enemies of the state to destroy the reputation of the president. Furthermore, in a public apology letter to His Excellency President Kiir dated May 2nd, 2023, Biar declared similar tirade of abuse against Kiir as error and asked for mercy. All I can do, this is a quote, all I can do is to acknowledge my error, beg for compassion from Your Excellency, and hope that your heart will not remain hardened against your son forever. He wrote, in light of the above, I urge the people of South Sudan to regard his latest rants against the president as repeated error. Lily Adio Martin Maniel, Press Secretary, Office of the President. And you have there the stamp of the Office of the President, the stamp of the Press Secretary, and of course the date of the letter. This is it. This is the letter from Adio. Now, what is interesting about this, first of all, as I mentioned, this is Saturday that this letter is written. The Office of the President, this is the highest office in the land. It is supposed to be engaged on the welfare of South Sudanese people and what is happening in the country. But of all the things that are going on now, including insecurity, tribal conflicts that are happening across the country, including in the president's own where-up state, where people are killing each other, butchering each other, economic crisis, currency is depreciating with, it's just on a free fall. And obviously, we have a lot of issues that have remained unresolved, the issues of borders. Kiir, as obviously, as you all know, allowed the borders of South Sudan to be encroached into by Kenya and Uganda. Of all the things that are going on and ailing the country, the Office of the President has chosen to address this topic and this topic alone, right? Now, if we go through it, first of all, they claim here this is about tarnishing the image of the president. Tarnishing the image of the president. Now, can anyone actually tarnish the image of the president other than the president himself through his own action? What is funny about it here is Lily has not actually mentioned what is it in the book that she disagrees with. The major claims that are made in the book is that, one, the president is alcoholic. That is one of the claims that is made in the book. Is the president not alcoholic? Is Lily claiming that? Lily, I know you are watching, wherever you are, whether you are in J1 or wherever you are watching. Is the president not alcoholic? Even your own people, they tell us, the president is alcoholic. Everyone knows, the whole country knows that the president is alcoholic. So what are you denying? Are you denying that he's alcoholic? That is one. Number two is that the president is a kleptomaniac. Kleptomaniac is someone who by nature, is wont to stealing. Someone who steals unstopped, whose stealing of public resources cannot be stopped. There are a lot of reports that have come out about the president kleptocracy, how he's basically running a system whose main objective is to steal public resources. Sentry has released so many reports. There is even a map putting together Kiir's entire family, his children, his wife, his brother-in-law, those of Gorgori and his family, everyone around him with companies looting the money of the country dry. Is that not true? Is that also a false statement? That the fact that the president is a thief is basically a serial thief, not just a thief, but a serial one. Is that not true? Are you denying that reality? I don't see you mentioning in the statement that the president is not a thief or is not a kleptomaniac. Huh? Is it being disputed? There is no dispute about it. He himself, he admitted back in 2012 when he admitted that 4.5 billion, and that is the same number you find in the book. In fact, the book, in Tim Edwards' book, the total number of the value of the money that has been stolen is 4.9. So it's 400 million more than what Kiir admitted. And that's because the book came out later on in 2016. So already in 2012, Kiir had admitted that 4.5 billion had been stolen. And it's there in the book. So is Lily denying that the president is a kleptomaniac? It's not. Okay. Another statement from the book is that the president is a sex maniac. Sex maniac. That, and it's there. We will go through it when we go through the book now, because some of it will already be coming out. And is consistent throughout the book. We know stories of women that president had had sexual affairs with, some of which are in the cabinet with her, and they are there in the book. We know even relatives, his own relatives, that have complained publicly. But we used to work in the same government. I used to be there in the office of the president in the national security. What is it that is being denied here? That he has not slept with the daughter of William Nguyen, as mentioned in the book? Is it true? Can the president come out publicly and say that he has never slept with her? How about the daughter of Arok Tonarok? Eh? Who doesn't know about it? The relatives know about it. The entire community knows about it. All these young girls that go to J1, they come out with a lot of money in their bags. What do they? Paul Malong himself said it. Paul Malong Awan. And he was the closest person to Salva Kiir, that there are all these girls that come to J1. What is their business? Is Lily denying these facts? Is she denying them? Okay. The other claim that is made from the book is that the president is a regular practitioner of witchcraft. Okay? Now, before I start talking about the book, the main issue that all the South Sudanese in the social media were talking about was the issue of Ajak. And before the issue of Ajak, there was also the issue of Akolokur last year, where he sent people to the village to go and perform some witchcraft. And with the song that has now become trending, who doesn't know that the president is a regular practitioner of witchcraft? Is it something that you think Junubin don't know? Just simply people don't talk about it? What are you denying from the book? What is it being denied there? That is a fact. It's a fact, is the reality. Now, obviously, when it comes to the issue of Kiir HIV/AIDS, which was the other claim that was made in the book, Dr. Mawin, we used to work for the president. He came out a few years ago. He was one of the people that was treating the president. He confirmed that the president has had HIV/AIDS for so many years. He used to be the president doctor. Are you denying, Dr. Mawin, that he was not working in the president's office? He was not one of the doctors of the president? Okay, what about Dr. Ding Chol Dan Ding? What happened to him? Why was he shot after he has treated the president and diagnosed him? Was it not because of that? What about Dr. Yanga Bariwanja, who was disappeared? Where is he? Huh? What happened to him? Are you denying that these are facts that we know? So beyond these things, what is it that you are denying? The massacre of Nuer in Juba, that Nuer were not killed in Juba? You are trying to tell us that Nuer were not killed? Did the president not himself go to the parliament and ask Yis Dut Kubeng and Matianganyor to stop killing of Nuer people based on their ethnicity? This is a reality. What are you talking about? What about the stealing of the money? The Matongang story of him pretending there is a dead person that is being taken to Uganda in ambulance. The first time I heard this, I was in the national security. It was Akolokur himself that was briefing us of the incident that had happened. So what is it in the book that you people are denying? That you come and write a rubbish statement saying that we are tarnishing the image of the president. And talking about personality. There are people that have been saying that there is something about the personality. Is it okay, wherever the society you people in J1 come from, for a leader of the whole people, to be a serial thief, a serial killer, a drunkard, a sex maniac, and practicing witchcraft? Is this okay for the leader to do that? There is no society in South Sudan, no society whatsoever where such a things are accepted. The president is there not just simply to do good policies and implement them and govern the country in the most responsible manner, but he himself as the president is the custodian of the norms and the values of the society. And if he is engaging in such a behavior, who doesn't know about his appetite with the girls? Even Archbishop Lokudu of the Catholic Church, did he not preach at St. Teresa Cathedral about Kiir issues with young girls? Did he not preach? This is something that is well known. It's just simply, Junubin have been thinking that President Kiir will change. He will accept that he's an old man and that he has a legacy to protect, but he doesn't care about that legacy. So I have no idea what it is that you are talking about here, all right? Now, if you talk about the rise and fall of Idi Amin was better than Kiir, ya Jama. Idi Amin Dada was better than Kiir. He built some things in Uganda. Yes, he created a lot of mess, no doubt about it. But compare his legacy with the legacy of Kiir, Idi Amin was better. Idi Amin was not wetting his pants in public while the national anthem was being sang. That never happened in the story of Idi Amin. There are so many ways that Idi Amin is better. He was protecting his nation. He was empowering his people. Kiir is giving away territories. Idi Amin was trying to expand the territories of Uganda. Kiir is giving territories of South Sudan to Kenya and to Uganda so that he can just remain in power. He has allowed the entire economy of the country to be taken by foreigners. Idi Amin was ensuring that black Ugandans were actually empowered. That is why he kicked out the Indians from Uganda. Now Salva Kiir has allowed the entire country, the entire economy, the wealth of the nation to be hijacked by foreigners. This is a reality. This is a reality. So how is it that you are talking a bit about Idi Amin? Idi Amin is way better than Salva Kiir. And if you don't know that, then it's a time you review what the legacy of Idi Amin was and what the legacy of Salva Kiir is going to be. Right? So things that Kiir has done here, Idi Amin was not spreading some disease to young girls. Like, what is he doing with all these things that he's doing? He's destroying the future of those innocent women. These are truths that need to be spoken. So don't tell us that. Now they're saying that they did not buy the copyright, and they're asking a question. If the president had bought the copyright, why is the book in circulation? Well, the book is in circulation because I have sources. I have sources. And let me tell you, in this modern age, anything that has ever went on the internet, whether it's sent through the app, you post it on Facebook, you do whatever, and then even if it is deleted, it can always be retraced. And because I have sources, those sources who are also concerned about the welfare of South Sudan, I was able to access the book. Do you think people of South Sudan will believe what the office of the president say? Office of the president is known as the center of lies in Geneva, Sudan. Is the center of thievery, is the center of witchcraft all over the country. Who doesn't know? President himself, among all the leaders in the world, he's known as a liar. He's someone whose word hold no weight. He says something and he does opposite. He says one thing and it does opposite. This is what is known here in Washington, D.C., is what is known in New York, is what is known in London, is what is known in Addis Ababa, is what is known in Nairobi, and even Kampala. Even Museveni knows that President Kiir is someone that you cannot rely on. You cannot rely on his word. His word means nothing because he doesn't keep on to his word. How many times did he promise he will never take the country back to war again? In fact, when he created the war in 2013, that was the statement that he said. I will not allow the country to go back to war again, while he's actually planning war. Oh, zero tolerance, zero corruption tolerance. Do you remember? That was his entire campaign. Zero tolerance of corruption. And then what happened? He opened all the gates to corruption, starting with himself stealing the money, giving Ball Mill contracts without any bidding, ordering the ministers to pay money to Ball Mill, and then Ball Mill bringing the money back to him at night. Who doesn't know about this thing? Yeah? Peace agreement that he signed. He signed how many peace agreements with Riek Machar? He assured people that all the peace has been signed. We are going to do the peace. We are going to implement the peace. And then what happened? Dishonor everything. He has been talking about the election. We will organize election. Since 2011, since independence, no single election has been organized. Huh? He has been promising this and that and this and that. Nothing. He's a serial liar. His office is a liar. So who are the people of South Sudan going to believe? Will you believe an office that is known for lie, or you will believe me? When have I ever lied to people of South Sudan? Every time when I say something, it is always found. President Kiir paid money, paid $100 million to get the copyrights of the book, so that the truth that is in the book will never see the light. That is the reality. That is what has happened. But because God has said it, and go and read the Bible, it said in the Bible that the truth can never, ever be hidden. It will always find the light of day. Lies, you can spread them, but the truth will always come out. So because God Almighty is the custodian of South Sudan, is always watching the people of South Sudan, and he is finally fed up with how Kiir has run this country, he had made it possible for the truth to find its way through me and to come out, so that the people of South Sudan may know the truth. And now they know. So you are not going, who would you believe? People of South Sudan. Kiir has not understood the fact that he is a serial liar. And his office is full of people who are there to eat. Matograp. I keep saying these are all matograp. They are just there so that they can feed their stomach. They are doing politics of the belly. This is why you have Lily coming out to tell us all kinds of nonsense. When we know the truth, we the people of South Sudan know the truth. They paid money. And imagine they are talking about, they're contradicting themselves, that the author contacted them to ask for money. And then again, they are saying the author doesn't exist. So which is which, Lily? Did the author contact you, or the author doesn't exist? You have to tell us. And this is the thing. The lying has become such a serial thing for them that they cannot differentiate when they are even lying. Even in subconscious, they are lying, and then within their lie, they lie more to the extent that the truth is ultimately confirmed. This is the reality, my people. This is the reality of what we face as people of South Sudan. This is the situation we are dealing. We are dealing with people that are liars. So even within their own lie, they get caught very, very, very easily. Now, funny thing about people that don't exist, how many people have disappeared in South Sudan? If you are telling us people that don't exist, where are Dong Samuel and Agri Idris? They never existed? You're trying to tell us these people didn't exist? They never existed to begin with? You people, you keep on disappearing people, and then you think they don't exist. They do exist. Dong Samuel was a real person. You're telling us we're imagining him, that he was never there? You're telling us that Dong Samuel was not a real person, Agri Idris was not a real person, Luala Kon was not a real person? They disappeared. Where are they? You found them. Huh? You found them, my people. And we know these people. They were there. Dr. Yanga Bariwanja, he disappeared because he discovered the president is sick. And then the guy was disappeared. You think we don't know? We know. We know. So you cannot come and tell us all nonsense. And Lily cannot expect us to believe all kind of nonsense. Now she went on to talk about my apology. Oh, first of all, she mentioned how people who are sharing this are enemies of the state. There is something I need to make clear to this. And this is one of the things that the president said about me when I was in jail, that somehow I am an enemy of the state because I was asking for his exit. I was calling for him, Riek Machar, to leave the politics of South Sudan and allow the next generation to take over. Then he said, Biar is an enemy of the state. In his head, Kiir thinks he is the state. It's like what Louis XIV, the so-called Sun King of France, used to say about himself, that I am the state. Huh? This is the same way Kiir thinks. He thinks he is South Sudan, and South Sudan is him. Well, he has to understand that he is not South Sudan, that he is an individual. Huh? And South Sudan is a state. He will cease to exist. South Sudan will always exist. That one has to get into his head, one way or another. And by exposing the truth, we are actually patriotic. We are the real patriots. We are the custodians of South Sudanese nationalism. Not people who are destroying the nation. Not thieves who are stealing the resources. How many billions and billions of dollars have been brought by oil? Where is the money? Agaga Achul said last time that the oil has been sold in advance. What happened with the money that the oil was sold in advance, Mr. President? What did you do with it if you were not the real enemy of the state? Huh? What happened to the resources? Where are they? Imagine Tiger was going the other day, taking a Kiir Sikh soldiers to go and massacre civilians of Marial Wow. Marial Wow civilian, massacre them, burn down entire villages. And then the Tiger battalion, using their own pickup trucks with soldiers wearing their uniforms, going, delivering these people and bringing them back. And here's what they are talking about. Miss Lily, why did you not talk about that? What the Tiger is up to? Why did you not talk about it? Why did you not talk about it? Why are you allowing the people to be killed? You are facilitating the destruction of the people. Lual Maroldit and Gorgori, who are both Apuk, and Kiir's own wife is Apuk, they are taking guns to the civilian population. They are arming them to go and kill people of Marial Wow. Why are you not talking about that? That I am the enemy of state because I'm exposing what is happening? You people in the office of the president, you are the real enemies of the state. And let me tell you, the days are coming when you'll be held accountable. And you will be held accountable. You listen very carefully. You are the real enemies of the state because of how you have managed this country. You have divided the people of South Sudan. You created a fake coup. And then you train a tribal militia to go and massacre innocent civilians. You kill children. You kill women. You kill elderly. You turn Junubin against each other so that they hate each other. And you use the hate as the fuel for which you run J1. Well, God and all the spirits in the world are finally fed up with you. And that is why this book found its way to me, and through me, every South Sudanese has it. And we are going to translate it into every language so that not just only the current generation will know of your evil deeds, but the future generation will know of your evil deeds forever, so that the story of this failure called Salva Kiir will remain a source of warning to anybody that will ever set foot in the presidency. That is the goal, and that is what we are going to do. Now, finally here, Ms. Lily is talking about how I apologize. And she quoted some of the statement from my apology. It's true, Junubin. I did apologize to the president in May. I wrote that letter. That is, there is no secret about it. And I made it very clear to all of you, my apology. When I apologized, there was a lot of pressure that came on me. All my relatives, my family, from the moment that I was on that TV in Kenya, I was called by relatives. And they told me that you must apologize. You must apologize that you cannot do this. I resisted because you have to remember, President Kiir ordered his national security to arrest me. They put me in J1 where all kinds of horrible situations were happening. I was absolutely very bitter. And I mentioned in my letter, when I made those statements on Kenyan TV, I was bitter. There was no doubt about it. I was bitter about what was happening. And then when I was asked to apologize, I refused. But my family and the relatives of Twitch community, I mentioned to you the other day the processes that took place, how those of Dr. Majanga God were involved in the reconciliation, how those of Biar Jangaduot, those of Mama Rebecca, even my own brother was sent here to the United States to come and talk to me. All the generals from Twitch, and even my maternal uncle from Bor County, they all prevail on me. And I told them, this man called Salva Kiir is a guy who doesn't know. Even when you give him an apology out of goodwill, he thinks it's weakness. And believe me, I will give this apology, and you will see that they will never even admit that this apology has arrived. And I did. Did they ever mention this apology? This is the first time the office of the president is even acknowledging that they did receive that apology. You know what happened after I gave the apology? They said, no, why was it made public? A private apology has to be sent. This was from Gorgori, President Kiir's own brother-in-law. He was the one telling me that. And okay, I was determined to seek reconciliation at the time, and I wrote a private apology. I was told by my elders and my relative from Twitches and from Bor that you do it. Since you have already decided to reconcile, you do it. And I did it. And they went, delegations, people, all the elders, the Twitches, community chairman, Biar, those of Philip Panyang, Ditor Majanga, those of Madame Rebecca, they wanted to go and meet with the president. What did the president do? He refused. He said that he's not willing to meet with me. And even when he came here to the UN, Lily was with her. They came here to the UN to come and attend the UN General Assembly. And what happened? I tried to go and meet with him. You know what he said? He said that if he is a feud, you call it a feud, ater, he's feud with me. If he doesn't finish it, then he will leave it to his children. What does that mean? He's a guy that has rejected the apology. Now, I told the elders, look, isn't this what I told you last time? Isn't this what I told you? That this guy is a guy who doesn't understand. Huh? He doesn't understand. And he thinks he's such a guy who's so powerful. He doesn't understand that power is not just about guns and money. There is all kinds of power. And it's about how you leverage it. All right? Now they are due for all kinds of accountability. So, talking about my apology, yes, it's fine. I did apologize, but you know what? That apology was never accepted. So, we are back now to the trenches. And I said last time, when people are fighting, whether you kick somebody, you punch them in the face, you beat them, yes, you use whatever tool that you are fighting. And you cannot complain, why am I being bitten? Or why am I being hit in the head? And that people are fighting. No, people are fighting. And believe me, this time, there is never going to be any apology. Put that into your head. We are going to expose. And by the way, I have not even started. What I'm doing, I'm sharing Tim Edwards' work. My own work is coming. My own work that I have written is coming. So that is there. So this is the nonsense that Delhi has put out today. Instead of talking about all the terrible things that are facing South Sudan, they think that the image of Salva Kiir is more important than the lives of the people of South Sudan. Is more important than what people are going through. This is a complete nonsense, and it's about the time that they have a reality check. All right. Now, what would you do with Tongamonjang? Kubuku Jalo dena koba, Kicha Luele, but Lue summarize. Yan Echo Lily, Adien Martin Manuel, I take Kalam Farik, then I take Godwin Yak, whereby. A jam, and I get Gaglo Road University Sudan. One Thioka, Ake Pay Tiger Touch, but Tiger below. Can a judge? Because law, because Mariala Wabagalan happen. I think uniform a tiger, I check a young by ammonia. I think uniform a tiger, I get a tiger, Lecky, because I happen. Tongaram, Kamia, be I get tweet my yadit. All this time, quite I thought on both sides. Kuka communities a win, Ruai, quite I do Thiaka Camken, are coaching together. Economy can ngeke by Peer at area, Chiran Bay, Queen of Baja, Pew deck I cheer you. Quite I mam. Refugees are both from North Sudan, abo University Sudan. We quite there, one on Jilo long cartoon, abo back, adu University Sudan. Instead, Biaka Quebec Louisin, young Louis Macam Bang, Biaka Quebec Louis Dielton, Egg Diagale Luel, Diagale wow. A Chirmin one, the Conge Cola to Lulachi, a jay weird chickadee la Piat, Mombasa, which I ended to wiping. Go on to it because Mombasa, Biaka Chiet and a legaloy. Ya na jam kalampare kalampare ge den cho gordona kia jo ti ki nangi na nyane cho la lili adina majok yong ye jai mane chan buku de japet ye jai ge ke chol ngo ye ko belwel ki ra cha deg miao ye ne ki ye ko be lewo mona ki re nga kuje min wan wong a gur wan je go jo ben angi degree za ga gor ke yuet ana ga degree what example ba gam we ko on ko ma nyang on ko be ko ma nyang ko nge minister of defense gule wele le ben gen yal den chi ger ke yuet nga gujen signature de zadu ayek tanye ayek gore je chen ku jot bi wo la jor central bank ko ya jam lwele wo je ki rai go achiran ye rai go wer ye ran dang pe lwel e ki ye loy ku ki ye lwel en ke yiriok monde ni ye dege achen ka jwi loy e ben wan le lai tutui e because adek bier rie ku menom bier ki ra cha de cha ma ye ye ki menom za de ma je la je dom abu ku je ga ke jo lung ache ka le be ku lwele ka biara Ajak ache ene ye yok bo monde ya de ku monde ke ngira na ben en ki ka chi tim er wora che gor ye lwele mane ye ko lwele ya dine ma jogo ki ra che de mo wa cha de miao ka ye lwele di chaw wow bu ko ping ye ko be jai lwele ka chi cha ra na che de mo ka ye ko be lwele di bi che de mo di e jo wan ben ma New York te ne ye nga ku jen ngi ka wa ja ngi ra na ben ambassador ben to New York ngi ke e ra le na to ko yu e de ta to ko ben ye jai di ke chwa ngoten etung ka ye ko be ke lwele ku etung ka che goro bu ke de ro alwele Kiir e chwer chi chwira chi encourage pa na jo Junu Sudan achin de e cho chwira ye ke cho corruption ma ya ke kun anan ki chi goro e cho century a cho le get pa na Kiir chi suru ben ma de Kiir ben chi Michael nghe de Kiir sherkat ke ku ja ngolo itin wo a kut ke yan bine jongi Texas ben Junu Sudan e nyane Kiir nge ka kur nyane Kiir ma yadit ache go chari yo jado be be chala gwan chuk bu chang be la kor maybe wene nere or wene nyan kene e nyande yet nga je taw be ya yene kangur nge Texas kur ye cho ngu kene we bai e cho chwer yen ka e bol mel e jo yok le yin lo lumwo loy char we yin che se du na wenen bine cha ci man won wela wur de nga chwilen a jera pe wela e wur a wud era o nya wud o nya kira re nong yi bam yen tik bam yen go lwen ku go lo o nya wute a wud ga lwele yongu yene chari ye bolo me lo yene wo yen ga lo to nyal e charwan lo ya merkin ku charwan lo ya merkin chara numeli e lo ya merkin charwan lo ya merkin en ga dite e chari ye bolo mel ga lo go minister ro reta gere chwanga luong go benbe kulwel kichia wulwele ye kwache mafrubi ya we ga be ti be ya ti non ki because ki renga gad wara kulwele char hayin bolo mel bi bolo meloy ye gele be lwele ka jai ki riet 2012 kin ben me go ger wara kulwe non ko ken ga te doro gudi 75 ko chuwo kwal ye hinga ga to kene e ko ke ben kwe nga ke kwan e yen kwe nga boss den e yen so na ye ko chwir kuin ke ben kuin che chwir ko e wene kan kwala a chi ke tie ko what does that mean it mean e yin ke chwe di de yin ke chwe di de to so a che ke le be lwel ka non ke jai lwel ka che chwir e ti ke chi tim Edward gor so cha boda be lwel ki ra che kwal chen bu jo peng we Junu bin ye le be lwel ka non lwet lwel kene diak a lwel Kiir e to ke ni ti nyal ti ne nyire wera metken ko be jai de le be jai nyana William nyon kine ki tai kuna nyana rong to na ro kine ki tai ye de ko ke we bai kidi ngira ne ben ko be jai ja nyal ge ti ne ayi won ye lo kanisa de ne lo tine chol te Saint Teresa to kator kin bishop bishop lokudu kin be jam kulwel yinkir kine ko dir ka kuma ben bi nyirti ke kanisa bi ga be ya lo me kana raj ci pio bir ya gon ko pelo kanisa lwele ci la ci ku ci ro lo ake ngu yene bishop ke ci kene lwele we bai ye kele be lwele ka je jaga tong mit ko wera nyir ko wera metke mai ya rong ton ayi nyon ban ma wera metke yene ki a nyira wen ma fruit na ye kul ti ke yen be ka domchen be ka gam na ro ken ke ye ga lum ku be ka betaj be ka loy ke diar ke chan be ka jo mi o jo we chan be ran jo yen bai au be yer yai be yen we men a rong ton ko men William nyon chi le be ka yen we ko yin ke bai ke chi war ken loy ye lazim be ka jo kon taj yen bene ke jo loy ko win ma fruit be loy ke yung reason ne ko ndanga kuma ma be ko e win chiru ga me kre ba be ko nyin ti de ke ko be ko nyin ti de bacon kaye Kiir Mayardit e jo loy bu ko joge kontaj ku joge yen jo gufa tine nyan tine jo meje jo wu ko nya ci yen tar 8 ku lwel ka ci lwel ke ye ga ci lwel ye lwel ka ba ka loya di bu ko ga nyin jo a wel we ku je pal bu bay be jo rai be jo lere le bol chene loy tine mana ye yini ale a che ye completely angwen win ku ye ga lum ku tie ke ku bu loy ke ku chonga loy ke diar ke wo mon jang wo tie ke diar jwe a che miskla na ye ben official ku le ka ba ka tia ti mano beshir wan on chene wer ken on yi shemshedin a yi zubair on chike to go diar ken go long lum ku tie ke a ken ka loy ka ken win ga toj ken ke ku chwer ke we a che ka lum ku bi ka together bi ka loy ke koy win tie ke ka Kiir Mayardit jo pol mit ki wer ken ka to kre bai ku jo ke lwele ci ke ke jor yo we ku le ka ci lwel ke bi li be ya jam wil ku le non lwele ci ki rai go ye ki rai go ka ye ga lo yen kre che tan ye ke le be jai a gu ci governor on go state when one cho madang ma jok kine chol bu koy wer yene garang ma biur ben ma ko bu ki de yet ka ke ne ga lo ke ka ke ne ga lo yene garang la ben nyote ku dom yet de ka je ru kui ka diaw ay mi adur ka banya bi da chol ke e de lu bel ka jai dar Kiir Mayardit da che chur che lui ka bit angu jen ko ga nim no e pe bang ka ka chai wir che wan che na chai wir la Mombasa ko lo ko le tit le ga chol chen chen ko yon yan e nga ku che ne ke chi kana ka le le ben go le ka jam le che Kiir je rai go ye Kiir jo rai go ba di ka ke je ban ka ke ban ai yit da wona ngi ke yung to bu ke le be jai na ga ko ja je to ye ke le be jai on henwer juba ko lo hut be nwer to juba ke dia be ke no ye ke ku je ne on te ken bai je Kiir bu ko ke be tong liu ke me ko be cha be je ren be ko ke menak ye ke le be le ka je ye kana yi dong Samuel ko yi di ngi chana wol ko yunguna ke yi di ichol da yi di ngi chol danding ke ko ken ke to yi bol mi yan on mo ja ko chale juba to no ke ana ko je Kiir che medera rana ko no ye chol ngo e chol medera e kila rana na ko le be jai wo ga pod wan yu wala go ko wala go karbino wala go kene be mo dam wan mo nom ku mo nom tala mar nga ya brem jak kebe dong sam wala te je pe ngu temrol ye kale begal wele ka ci ko ya ci jam ka laga je wo the president je la gade will je la wele ka nang ka gena will begal bel wel je wele ke wele biya je goro bu ko je ka ci pir ko na Idi Amin ate ke je Kiir Mayardit Idi Amin on to yene Uganda ke loy awelen e ko ke ento Uganda ka ke kor begal loy bi ke tie yenge ke lu yentin be pan ko Ugandese mi ga bay bi ke tie ko bi nyinti de panden yenga yen Indian jo way ku cho business chalum Ugandese bi a Ugandese ke loy business den agogriel Kiir Mayardit ke loy mane ke loy mane yen rane cho Kiir e bay ka luong nom pen bi a ajanib foreigners ka yegla bay bi a ke je economy bay je nyai bu grije ben a green tin dun to e jo lo don ke chen ajanibi ku ke pan 2 million che kana ye ke le belwel ga le bero tong Idi Amin on na rane jo mel mala mungu na la ku tingun pet Washington DC au New York ka le mala mungu kena loy Kampala bogo loy yongo chi ki loy kedang chi loy Junuba Sudan ko won le bi ko jo le je yen le bero jo tong wel kai e yen atie ke je Idi Amin bi jo tie Idi Amin di Idi Amin ran chul ako be benyal bran chul bro yu ko tie ke Kiir Mayardit ko be Junubin loy ke ya lweke bu ko jo alo no ngien bu ko jo ala lim ba jo ato pe ni kri yi tut ke lo yi tor deng ma wen yi jo e pen ku je chiem chuk je le un bai un pen Kiir Mayardit ki je loy e pa na ko chi ja jor ajane bi hotel ke ki ato Lebanese chen ato Ethiopian chin Eritrea chin a gurti du ken fi to hela e aka ga Darfur ping a ti gam no ajane bi Uganda Idi Amin one e borders Uganda ko be ka chwor ay lwel Uganda akar be apan did read in the map Kiir ma yadit a cho pen cha jot ye chin an chi be jam yi pan to ter che ka jor yi mile 14 ki wan che ka be nyai we ka ser fengi ten long wow wan tioge a chi kri re cho ile mi triangle chi tiang miuk chi tiang dab kon nong pen ya wen le be yi chi le bu fur tin chi cha jor Kenya a hiti wan lu nya garang ma biu tin to wan lu nya tin e cho Magalatoria chi cha jor Uganda je log je ro je lo je lo ke yene chairman of East African Community your map chale bay your map your lo approve map chen wudu ru jino Sudan chi ka tem we le bro tong Idi Amin ye le bro tong Idi Amin a che ke yen yen ke mikla tenge apir lili ten lwele ka ye bia lwele chu copyright ro angu yene book bala ben circulation bukala bene circulation because nyale achi gopla chut rane cho Kiir ma yadit agur chi ja ken ye kala dor pyom den tui achi gubla chut yen chen jong be ko ke ye jok bene chi yo jong Kiir ma yadit luny kuna to we whether ye jok kai chi jok ku la luny we yen ku kin dong yet ai ran le be ko ke Kiir ma yadit ku le luny ka be luny dong yet ke ye so akin jong kai ke na yen ka chi nya le lwel ke chol yi chi le be mar yi chi le be kon mar so a chi nya le la loy be yi be la ben manang sources a chi ke de la bay le bay no ngen be dil ben bay ku ke book e cho Kiir cho $100 million cho chen book e cho chen be yi do tin be kwam pin be chen ke bo bay ku chi mane ke enge ke loy so whereby Kiir ma yadit ku jaen ye ngal be we de gam ran pirwe grunge tie ko wan cho le pit ke cho ko lwel pit ki ben be maktam de je pit chwer kwal we ke ka pande a kwal grie je ben me de ben je jo loy ku jo ko me shir kai bi wo bi ka tup ba je tupe jane bi ka je la be bi ke bi tie mi ka bai ye ngai le be we ke de gam yen ku jaen ran pit le be we de gam ye che le be we de gam so ke le we ke en ke yi piru on le we an chi ko be du tong ku the same year en le le we en golen tong cho ma tianga nyor piu je pin ten ku boku ye ku cho ba cha liap e jo ko le wala an chi ke ne be loy zero corruption zero tolerance le corruption that corruption ai ran lo corruption be cho we ye de ran je cho ma ne ke chirke yene corruption jo kon gol ku je kon lo encourage achi no weden le baga gamten na le ben alwe le rane chol tim Edward chi alwe lili alwe chi tim Edward chi ka gar ka kor we ku go ba go alwe le chu pin na ku le achi rane chol tim Edward za do ken konto kan ke jating pinden pita ye lwe ku merga ni ma chi go piten ku ligro lwe contradicted a pir lwe chi ko ken chi tim chi ka chi je we ku go pir ten lwe tim za do lew ye yan ai ni mar zaru yan pite chi cholo riame ja kani mar ete no pirge ku ai be pite ku pite ayene yi la ben ku aja ma ke chol mar ko nan ko chi la chet pe ju no Sudan ku ti che ke la ten yi dong sam wala ko ko belwele ya dang lili rane chol dong sam wala ken konto au rane chol agri dris a ken konto chi ran chi ken che konto yene ki ye ko be lewo ko ke ha to ku ka chi la chet pe di a chi Kiir ma yadit chana ke a che ke le bi lwel ka nong ke ji lwel de ke yelwe finally lili ya jam lwel walai biar ko ge ka ken ka enemies of the state lili wo ko man bai yu ko bai jo man ku wo kor bi yi bi ngi chana go cha be junu Sudan go ngi ko maj bai ke yinga ke Kiir ke ye akon lwel won chena mai log lwel wala biar nge ran man pa ne jo junu Sudan eno mare Kiir mar yen ku junu Sudan a cheto e jo Kiir ma yadit yes e banye junu Sudan men ku junu Sudan ato ku junu Sudan abeto gut cha ter ku yen Kiir a chi beto gut cha ter beliw na ta beliw eno mar yene kana no mar completely man yene chi be to ta da ke yen wo ko ka ko nyar jino Sudan wo ka e mit ka bai we ka bai ai gudu wo pi wa na chen de yu ta ko ko we be bai bla twen wo kor bu bai bla twen kuna bla twen ka rane cho ki ra dil nyai yenga ki yu lwel kwa yu kor bu ko liem nyin ko ye support chena go ngi yung yu lwel support na ka je we chwer ke ine chwer ma ye jeng lwel rana chat ke chwer e be ya chwer ku nyana chat ke nyan jil ya ye bi ya yenga ye so na ye ko je chwer ko ku kir ki ye chwer ke ine chwer na ye ko je rana gwe gwe ya gwe te ka ya gwe mo ke yin da du ina gwe na ye ko je ke den ko ai ko je rana che tan ko jarai ben ye ja cái yin ra du yin jok na ye ko je kedang rana kedang ko rana na ko ran ya bu ko no bu we ga bai bu ko mur cái yin ra rana mur bai so kana ko bedil de finally ya jam ke dien won jana apology ga ma nang ben Biar ra lu apologize on hu je be du e ko wana apology finally ne ye chala ba jai ene ne lu apologize ku ke cho lu apologize e won min won en jam en tv kenya je go family go ka ja yet mino wa wunu ting dia koy ruai ke yan dia lwelim biar che ye ke cha lo ye yen lo apologize go jai ji jai lo ran chi lo apologize ko ja je bu tin red ko dire community go le ke lo we grand wona cho kir ma yare aku ke chol mana apology na cha ga ga man ka chi bi ngi da man ke cha lo ye ke pet go le la le yin lo apology ko go bentin bo ko tin creditor ma janga god yi biora janga duot ya gwene panyang yi mama Rebecca nga bokko paneratin elders ke greater boro ben ku wel imbia kana kor ku betok kem kun wo belo no ngen ala ko je no ngen lo le ro lo ke chi no biat che no dil joy ka ti ne tiere no ku le la chen ke chi re kana chi yo wa ke chen ke le chen ke le ate dia wo biat e mi ga e la kur jo ga ya yo jo ga incited against me met gag den ju kan kwale kai ga jo be incited against me I want to be New York wo lwe okay ambalo bala you wanna yen lo ku piede no yela lwe la te dia wo biar ku cha tul ka bi men dia bi loy so I want ya le zo na ta ga jo be ti chen ko ne ala we kana nang ga ba ka be lwe nen go le hey long da a chu ku tem ka yen na yen ke kor ki dit we ja ka la twen ba ka kwon ba ka loy so che ko di liye ku nong elders ken ka tui be ko nya wo elders ken ga bor a ti ran be benedor a wo yin wo je ke jo pal ringe this time abu ku jo lo ya pet ko ja dai lwe lon le wek a tin ke ran ro yu ku le yerel a che dang ku wo we ke riel la wa che ma dier ran di de ay kai lo bran bi ma la de dom ku to so a tin yin chi lo baro yu ku le en very powerful ay ka nga jeng wala gutti men ti ni ke digam ba ke ko na yen because ala abi bi am twin so a tin ngen ko be yon yal tong a chrom cha le wa won na ji tong rom ka che ra na winen rem we ke yen ye be le tong a blo yale a che ra ran tong mi do ne le wala ko ya chi ke gut ke nyin ko ya chi ke gut ke to yen ye guru long ger den du pe a che ye li u tong ji ke na tong ku ji rom ko ya rom ke na ka ji ran ke na mang ra nom ke na lo ngo yen ke ye tong a ji rom so ke da ne apology ka wa na chi kir ma ri ra che re chi jai ye ko ye le la te da wona yen ku chi tol ka bi pal wende okay ma yen ye yu ke yen ye ngai yin di pe no ran ge ga ban a to gop ku ran ge ga ban anong real den chi ne ale ye ga a che ye ne ye te en ne ale ge ye te so anang ki tin dien chi ne ale ye ne na to ya da ko ja dai lwe gon le en ge bia krur we long ti ta ban bia re gore non ke ga kut ke jo bia ba jo le we ka power a che gor e ke dia ya ke chol pien nang pien ma lwa le ke dia na bi temela ko pi le pe nya en ge bia ka long we ka power den luan jang ka ko nge je na pet ko ke chol lwa ko dia ke jong luan jang ke chol bia re non ke ga yi ke chol ma dol en ge ke chol ma dol en ge ke tie ke red na lor pan a gura del kaloyo ke yen ke luak tiong cho mal dol bia yen ke ma nya raw ku nga ya wulien wel bia wa in chi bi yai ma nya raw chi bi yai ma tok juk chi bi yai yen ke ye ka yen ai ra la wil ka piel pin ku la tok lo ya ko biran ping. So this time wo is serious ken ke lwel go ka yen yin lili di ha belang ba be le kala wil we bai jam a chila ber ka wen an ke nang fursa chan balo buke kwan chi kur ba bundles kun ba ka tol ka yen ke bro loy cho ku cha ka je ken ke ye respond cho loy te nong nyan e cho lili bi lili be ngi a chi jam lwe ku junubi na chin ke be ping nang maktam Kiir e chol ke pir ko kene ti ayim win tin den wan kwan ke minister of finance le ben wan ku wala salary abete min wona pene bet a gut men chin salary je ben a ko e pit nga e ke chol ko lwel ke so pin den e jaka mole ye do ke ping kaka pit ke wo luye ke chol yi ke bela yo la mia ku nyale angi jrana yi lwel ku ke ko kene yi ayen nyale lwel nyale je we ku ko ye dor bi ya dor no we ku yit enga de tawo den a wo ko ke yi ku yi di chu kompin behavior shi Kiir ma yari ke loy ka dianga ke lwel bi bai be ga del pen ka yen topic be wola tin chapters win buka kwena a be buka jo loy yo marba nga be wo jamda be la gol wo bo gol chapter 1 to chapter 6 na iran kin bug you tem ba bug dil gwe ku kwen yin ma yin je rere junu ba Sudan ya dan kun je ping yung lo ro junu ba Sudan kiye lwele jaidin akoy ku ko biran jo ping ki all this time yan jam aya lwele Kiir ma yadi de responsible ka ken ye ga lo yene to yen ku pande ke ka ko ye ke region ma Sudan a gudu wune chola wan chan aya baby tin because ko ye chola wan a cheki ato ku ka che ke non ke chike wo je junu ba Sudan e Kiir e chol a waj juro lo non ke bes e be Kiir di ke but otherwise a chin ke chike wa junu enga tano pane chol gogrial chin ke chike wo a guchu kwane chore ra na ke die de ke ye ra la wil chi bai bu go no pe a cha wan den a guchu pane cho bar ga zal kwana cho le jam yan bine ting pane cho ana ngi bany di ret man yi gire thi ka taw era nang luo juire le complicated che ko lu ko kol ga a cha ga gwen kwa cha ga ping iben wan to wo ga UK ai ka wow ko jiri de nyal a che ben ko jiri ariat ma kwe a taw a chin kul ya ne le ko lo Kiir e rek ga lo yen wala bar ga zal bat ke ko bi mit ko ke jo det nan ko la ben ku le ka nan randi dan che lat we ko ba ko wenim ta ye Kiir mane ye bandun ka ye banya jonu ba Sudan we ko ye ken lwel ayu ku chol ku lwel ku yen Kiir e banya jonu ba Sudan e benda wodie ku wo ku ben wo ko me ke ku wo mai ku wo non hak buku ti wo man mai tin buku wow buku gud ku buku lwel kadang ye raro la tangnyal chana e happen bi amon gogrial kaye moy rek kala ben yal be jam wil ko lui Kiir defend ye ko ba lwel mane behavior je Kiir ga loye ka behavior kun yene ki ye ko ba lewo da de ki ye ki loya chin ki wo engeti ye ko ka ko loitin ko ye gogrial awu wo ye rek yene ki ya ko ba ga lwel kene kare ya ba ka we nim ta ba ka we nim ta chira non ke men non pa ne chore ku contribution dun be junu ba Sudan ataw min ter ngirana ben ko gutti kultok lo twen a gutti ba bi Kiir jar kwane chore ga ngor ko berere junu ba Sudan ko nan ka piet kok bi ka loy nan koy rele ke je mane le bi bay kon chi Kiir ma yadit ci ko bor ni pe bana ya ke yon nyal kulu zaman de jema ko je Kiir kulu el ke kanang bain dun kula ga ro mobilize chen we rek awu we ma Kiir nga believe me ke kana ci be piat ko we rana ye pal be ke ayelwele ngaye pal be tiama gede aj Kiir ma yadit nga maj bay ma yen degrees ga gor ya wana chan chol kulu wa wan nang get degree ku jage mar ko we kwat kaye go riale ne ye chol bigamat kaye rek min yen wo kwal awu min yen yin nyir ka William Nyon yi nyana rong ton yen ka taj ka beje et ye loy ka ci we chol ku le ka la loy ki ku jage le yes ye we bi yon nyal ku loy ka da fa wu chin ki ya ka be le rana riyo wo we koy ke kor bi ran pinga pet ko bi ran pinga pet so wo we bai ran da nen ci wo ke ye yet e Kiir ma yadit wo chin mi la wona pa ne cho la wana chan nang i koy tek ku koy te ke ka ret an ji lo baro dia la kun ka nge pye ta pa na a koy mam chin ka to tin piu a liu piu de ke ka ba ja liu di hore chat bu koy lo gem piu wore na lo tin da ru ki la nom la jot ba piu de no ko ya wa ga re because piu you to know a koy mam mana ji la gol ka dong matar loy nong ke ku ke ka kwela wo werin ken bu wo kwal rin ken bu bay wel nyin ke so doko we nyine bela wel bay la ga bang wel ke nang bang duan loy ke ba ka loy defended a che bang dun e bang da wodye ku ke panda wodye ka chu koy mai kana era na jam ye bang de ke jor cha dai loy wa na era jam loy ye Kiir bang da jar ke ler ka kun na bere je wan ke piang ga pet wo be dil jam yung we je wan aya ke bay ay bang dun ler ka kun na ya ga le bang dun wa rap ler ke kwa juk ta dai le wan so Kiir ma yadit a haiti ma ge de ka pande a yili gena ye nguye la baytin nyana matin ma nyel yung ne gun kui to no gun ke ma fru be alwel ye paane ki ke ne to yi wa e ka loy ke maka ma ben tin dai wan chen jo benten be dai be tin ngen yung lo ro tin che tin ko lo ro pa ne twit nang yi twit ro kana jure chol ngok ke ye mit ke tik ku ke ye ta le je wan che ro ti ke ye yat ye ne kre le je no ngen Kiir ma yadit a pel bet ya ma ge de aj te chen junu ba Sudan mai tin e lazim be dil nang accountability ku ka be ben e yet ku ti ma ngun jana lwel bunga rana ben dil queen ku luy jaji yin ke lwele ye ke lwele be thong ga kok ja ka ping be thong ga kok ja ka ping ko ja lwel wen ye na war ku to ngien a ware ji to nwe a ware ji to shuluk ko ware ja arabe bi iran ran ti ko na kun be dil queen jana go dung ke example bi ran ngi a chen ti ne bai mai tin kana bai che mai ya na ye leader de bin ale bela bay mi ka tem bro dil tek ku ye yembe loy be bay madet be bay be ato ka ye ne nge ya ka we bay e number ko jeten ku wo lo twen ke program da won bu ko loy ko la bu ko jo loñ tok yo marba chapter 1 to chapter 6 tem ke biran queen before ken ben jena go loy mi ke ye conversation bu ko wo bi alo bu ko alo ko ja lo chapter ke de paragraph ke de nga queen ko bay queen de nan ku log we je comment kun loy ake yen ci man yana luel dia nyin dia en an chin problem ran luel lu agree gene en a lu agree ran ci lu agree a ci lu agree ma wo ko nom law be nge ke to ye pyo be a luel be nge ke ye ting ke be pyat ka bay be a luel wo ko dialogue so dialogue ci pyat man je ni je waro martin ke ye part of the dialogue bucket ai ko ja jam ye nge ye ne bay lo twen chin pan lo twen luel ko ja pene ke jam tin la dem ko dil jam so wo jam ku wo lui rana ben encourage be jam whether ye ma tograp ke ye man by a jam ku wo lo twen loy ko book share loy ko video share ran ko be comment de loy comment ran a win ko be video de loy video de ran ko be statement de la gore ya de ke get statement de yen wo jam e jam ben ke ko ku e ke le jam twen ake yen we bai more dera chil yel mudyu Yupe ya bukan janang ba. Ngore dera no nganga kunde. Yupe ya bel yel wer. Kinyan jeng bolo nwer. In ja kwe det. Yen we bai. Wola tweng. Nyale gene wek.